Right, welcome back guys to another long play video where I'll once again choose an arcade game from excuse me, one of the Evercade collections. Today we're on the Data East arcade collection and we will be going through one of my favourite games growing up, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. It was called Dragon Ninja in some regions just Bad Dudes, no idea why. I know the term ninja wasn't very acceptable in certain parts of Europe in the 90s and the 80s, so I'm guessing that's got something to do with it. Now this one was a big hit back in the day for Data East. Huge arcade smash. It was everywhere, you know, your local seaside resorts to your local video shops, chemists, corner shops. You know, before the Street Fighter 2 trend kicked in, this was, in my opinion, one of the more popular games out there. It was simple, you put your money in, and you just punched and kicked people and jumped around, you know. Nothing too complicated, and it was two-player as well, so you could get your friends on it as well. I did ask one of my sons to jump on here today and do some co-op, and he was up for it, but just not at the time I was doing it, because he actually likes this game, but he's working on his own YouTube stuff, so yeah, father is alone. And you gotta admire Data East for their dedication to preserving a very average character in Karnov here. How many games has Karnov been in, you know? I remember his original arcade adventure. He's also got a fighting game on the Neo Geo, isn't it, where he's the final boss. Maybe that's his crowning glory, because it's definitely not being the stage 1 boss, mate, on Bad Dudes. Yeah. You're not up to much. Got it. Now this is one of the keys in this game. Get the nunchucks. Once you've got the nunchucks, you're good. I mean, you're not invincible, you're not untouchable, but my word, does it make it a hell of a lot easier with these nunchucks, as you can see. Oh, look at that. No, I still got it. It's like, as I say before in one of my previous videos about 2D side-scrolling beat-em-ups, you know, picking up weapons that make a huge difference to the gameplay. It does on this one. Sure, it makes it easier with this particular weapon, but it also just gives it more variety. It makes it a better game. You know, a couple of the last games that I put up, sorry, only one. There's one ready to go. The ability to not pick up weapons, it's, you know, it makes it a lesser game for the genre, if you ask me. What's your thoughts on that one? Leave a comment below. For me, it's a staple, mate. And for some strange reason, well, not that strange, when we was a kid we used to call this guy Mini Kruger or something like that. And I tell you, the bosses were not as easy as I'm finding them now when I was playing this back then in the arcade. 10s, 20s used to get constantly thrown into this one. If I remember right, this one was in a cab office we used to play. It might have been K-Cars. God, how can I remember that, but I can't remember things from earlier on, like in the day. Massive shout to all the cab offices and the sweet shops that had to put up with school kids playing the arcades in the 80s and the 90s. I hope they turned a profit, because we didn't spend no money in their shops or on their cabs. And by the time we'd finished playing this, we'd only have enough money left for a 10p packet of Space Raiders. Two if we were lucky. I'd also like to say sorry to my mum right now for spending all of the money she gave me for lunch on these machines. Now, I've said it in a lot of videos, I like variety of enemies in games. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have great variety. A lot of the same enemies will pop up throughout the game. But personally, I think it's short enough really for it to not be, you know, a massive factor in the enjoyment of the game. 7 levels, I think, and they're all fairly short. I mean, what, we're 7 minutes into this video, something like that, and I'm on the 3rd one already. I'm close to the end. Okay, it's a 3rd level boss. And this boss in particular invokes some memories. For some reason, there was a couple of my school friends that used to come down and play this with us. We used to head down there at lunchtime, and this boss used to crack up a couple of my school friends with the little phrase that he says before he multiplies. I don't know why we found it funny, but we really did. We was in, you know, them school kids fits of giggles, annoying the person that was in the cab office or the shop, hoping it was about to run out of money and just leave him in peace. I'm bad. You gotta love the 80s, haven't you? The old leather knuckleless gloves, that lovely tight vest. It looks like it's a character straight from a Van Damme type movie, before Van Damme was famous. You know, something that used to come on through, who remembers Canon Films? Yeah, if you had VHS back in the day, I'm sure you remember Canon movies. They released some of the best poor action films, ones that you'd have to be there to appreciate. If you were to watch them now, you know, they might not go over so well. Things like American Ninja, Action Jackson, stuff like that. Got it. Although thinking about it, this guy has got the same dress sense as Jean-Claude Van Damme in Breakdance. For anyone that's had the misfortune of seeing that film, he was an extra in it. And he was giving us a preview of his dance moves before he showed us just how good he was in Kickboxer. Best dance scene in movie history. I won't have anyone argue that. Now I remember this guy used to absolutely spank us, and he's really simple to beat. But yeah, us kids kept running in, trying to take him down full force. Life after life was lost. Just like that. Now I say he's simple and then he goes and just smashes me up. But yeah, he is really. It's all about just the repetitive fly kick technique. I don't really like this stage. Did they think it was like being cutting edge or something, telling me, you know what, you've got to go to the left? Aha, no one else does that in their games, do they? Yeah, just stick to the formula, Data East. I want to go right and progress. I don't want to go left. It's like being on a Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet and your friend gets there first, and then there's you stuck on the two-player side. You know, it's not what you wanted. I tell you, that was some way to die, wasn't it? Literally sprawled across both trailers there. Now we have to fight the sick version of Karnov. And he's even more lame than the level 1 variant. I bloody hate them swords. I guess when you think about it, because you see the same old enemies, I don't know. What came out first, this or the Turtles? Probably this. Because all the foot soldiers all looked the same, didn't they, in Turtles? Oh, come on. Yep, let's hit him straight away with a big old punch. Well, that worked. What a waste. This boss is a little bit more difficult than some of the other ones. His energy seems to go down a little bit slower. I mean, I'm kicking him in the face and everything, and nothing's really moving. Oh, there you go. Look. Surely I should have come out on top there.
I'm bad.
Not bad. I think, what, 15 minutes into the video recording, and stage 6 of 7. Not too bad. Like I've said at the beginning of the video, it's short enough to not outstay its welcome, this game. It got ported to tons of systems as well. The NES one got absolutely destroyed in reviews here in the UK when it first came out. But playing it, it's not that bad. The flicker, the NES flicker, is absolutely terrible. There's no getting around that. And I think that was a huge part of why the game scored poorly, if I remember the reviews from CVG, Meme Machines, or whatever was reviewing it at the time. The home computer versions, yeah, pretty much all terrible. The Amstrad one probably looked the nicest, which is what I had. But again, it's just like I don't think it had any music, which was a huge issue with the Amstrad. You know, it had the best colours, I think, the best palette, and sometimes the graphics look better than anything else in terms of 8-bit. Not all the time, but just occasionally. And then they'd have no music to go on the game because it just, the programmers just couldn't handle it. Probably the C64 one was probably the best. The Amiga version of this, it looked fantastic. I remember it played okay in terms of speed and that, but the controls were an absolute disaster. And the ST version was the same, just about 10 times slower. So yeah, not worth talking about. But it's all we had back then, and I probably played my Amstrad version of this for countless hours, you know, thinking I was in the arcade playing the real version. You know, you make do, don't you? Or you used to anyway. I don't think today's youth would accept it. They've got the technology right there at their hands, haven't they? I mean, you could probably emulate this on a phone. I mean, not a phone, a watch or a calculator in this day and age. This boss reminds me of a character from Yi Kung Fu. No, he does the same jumps, got the same weapon. I don't know if that's where it was inspired from. That wasn't Data East, was it? That was Konami.
I'm bad.
Right, we head on to the final stage now, and as most beat 'em ups used to do back in this era, at some stage I'm going to go through a boss rush, which, if you don't know what that means, it means the programmers got lazy and said, right, this is your last level, you've got to fight every boss once again. You never thought of it at the time, but as you get older you realise it's a real cop-out.
Got it.
Those fire guys are just so random. They've literally been stolen from Rolling Thunder. Right, and so it begins. The boss rush. On this occasion, we get COVID Karnov. Alright, he's had his crowning moment there. You took me down, mate. Alright, that's it. It won't last long. Yeah, have that. I will say this as well. Data East were quite kind in the fact that the bosses don't take as long on the boss rush as they did throughout the previous 6 levels. Normally that tends to happen, from my experience, you know, just so they can keep gobbling up your coins, or could keep gobbling up your coins rather. It's a bit strange how this guy comes third, but yet he's the 2nd stage boss, and the guy I've just beaten was the 3rd stage boss. Right, it's the Gigawatt. Probably my favourite boss in this game, just due to nostalgic reasons, where we used to laugh away at this boss for whatever reason. Probably the most creative one, I'd say, as well. Oh god, what's going on? Are we hiding from each other? Now, thinking about it, this boss was definitely inspired by Mad Max, I'd say, or Mad Max 2. Back in the 80s and the 90s, video games used to just rip off media so badly at times, but it was entertaining to watch. You know, they did it just enough, or just well enough, so that they couldn't be sued. Right, here's a Dragon Ninja, final boss, on a helicopter, which if he was smart he would have flown away, but yet he gets all brave, thinks he can take me on. You know, if you've seen the 80s movies and the villain jumps into the copter, the first thing they try and do is get away before the hero can grab onto the copter. This clown does the complete opposite. Yeah. Alright, you might be getting the better of this, mate. Not for long. Spoke too soon. There we go. Where's the president? There's President Ronnie.
I'm bad.
Let's go for a burger. What's so funny about that? You should be filling up my bank account. Look, he's got a burger, he didn't even buy me one. A strange thing with this is this really uncomfortable, you know, not silence, but lack of activity on the screen where you think it's crashed. But I've played this enough to know it hasn't. Because you'd think there should be some credits coming up now. You've completed the game, but no. You just stare, listen to this foul abomination of the American anthem. You know, that's not knocking the anthem, by the way. It's just this version is terrible. Or whatever they've done to it. And watch President Ronnie with blonde hair, probably so they don't get sued, eat a burger whilst I flex. Any moment now. Hello. There we go. So yeah, you don't even get credits in this game. You just get told that's it, that's the end. And strangely, I don't think this game even got a sequel. If it did, I don't know nothing about it. It should have done. It was popular enough. Right. Anyway, guys, going to be uploading some more playthroughs soon. Thank you for watching this one. Happy New Year again, by the way. And until the next time, you guys take care. And I'll see you on the other side. See ya.